What's up, Windsor? Fiona McDonald here and Krista Klundert of Angie Goulet and Associates, and it's What's Up Windsor time. Today we've got with us
Mr. Joe Bondy. So for our very first episode, we are so lucky to have Joe here with us from the Super Mortgage team at Dominion Lending. And Joe, we want you to tell us what the heck is going on. We know that there was a big announcement made yesterday. Tell us what that was, what that looks like, and what that means for everybody.
Absolutely. What's up, Windsor? Thank you, Krista and Fiona, for making me your first guest. I'm totally honored.
Guest or guinea pig, guys? Which is it?
We'll figure that one out. We'll see how it goes.
Or pigeon, or test monkey, whatever. Sorry.
Love it.
So yesterday, the Bank of Canada raised the prime rate by 0.25%. Good news, bad news story. Bad news, we'll start off first. Interest rates went up. Anybody on a variables payment's going to go up approximately $21 per 100,000 of mortgage money that they have out there.
That's
I like that
interesting.
breakdown. That makes it a little bit simpler. Like, what does it mean to me, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
And that's only if you're variable.
That's only if you're variable.
Okay.
On the flip side, actually the bond market has pulled back and the rates have gone down on the fixed side. So right now, for one of the few times in history, you can get a 5-year fix at a lower rate than a variable rate.
Okay.
Usually over the last 30 years, there's only been 2 other times where it made more sense to take the fixed rate before the variable. Right now is one of those times where I believe the fixed rate is the best option.
Okay.
And from
that's
what I
interesting.
hear in the bond market, we're kind of in unprecedented times, are we not?
We are.
Right. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But, good news story is they raise it to get inflation in check. Inflation hit an all-time high in July at 8.1%. And they've done a good job with these rapid interest rate increases because now inflation's at 6.3% as of yesterday.
Okay.
They have a target of 2%. Don't think they're going to get there. They might by midsummer hit 3%, which will be perfect and good.
That's quite quick, actually, isn't it? Right? To go from 8 down to 3 in a year.
It's very quick, it's very good, but at the same time, everybody's payment and disposable income has gone down,
Right.
which is kind of a little bit of the negative. So
Right.
always good news, bad news
Yep. Okay.
to this story. But with inflation coming down, we're seeing the cost of goods go down, which is good, but we're also seeing the cost of food and services go up.
Yes.
And then now with China basically lifting the restrictions on COVID, that's a good news story because it's going to fix the supply chain. So there'll be a lot more goods, again, lowering that.
Yes.
But that's going to take up more energy. So then now we're going to see energy prices go up.
Yes.
So
It's this balancing act that I'm always trying to kind of watch and figure out. And so I'm grateful for people like you to come on and explain some of it.
Yes, exactly. So, Joe, what does this look like for somebody that is about to buy a house or refinance their mortgage or renew their mortgage? What do these announcements look like for them?
So only the people who are on a variable or want a variable are really affected by this, right? Because prime rate's going up to 6.7%. So if you have a stress test, you can gotta now qualify at 8.7%, which
Right.
is
Wow.
2% above your contracted rate if you're at prime.
Okay.
Now, when you go with a variable mortgage, you're usually getting a discount off of prime.
Yes.
So the best rate today would be like prime minus 0.9, say, so that you'd be at a 5.8 rate, so you have to qualify at 7.8.
Right.
Inversely, everybody who comes to see us today are getting pre-approved or qualified at the fixed rate because we have fixed rates as low as 4.69% as of today.
Got you.
So now they're qualifying at 6.69,
Right.
right? Substantial, like a 1% difference means more buying power, depending on the price of the house, could be anywhere from 20 grand to 40 grand.
Wow. Okay.
So-
It goes a long way in this market.
It
for sure.
does, yeah.
Like on the broker side, we have, 3 different kind of rates. So you got an insured rate, you got an insurable rate, and you've got an uninsured or conventional rate. So less than 20% down is your insured rate. That's where
Yes.
you get the lowest rate in the market and the most buying power.
Got you.
Okay. The cool thing for realtors out there who are showing people houses, if they went to, say, a normal bank, the bank has one rate,
Yeah.
right? And that rate is approximately 5.39 to 5.49 today. So they got to qualify at a much higher rate than our people do. So if you're looking to put somebody into a house in the 500 range, right? If
Could
they
make a
go
big
see
difference.
their broker,
Yeah.
then all of a sudden now they can look in 520, 530 range maybe.
Right.
That puts them in a different neighborhood, a different school district for their kids.
Big impact. Absolutely.
Huge impact.
Yes,
Huge
definitely.
impact.
Especially now that our prices have started to decrease from where we were, into the summer. That buying power makes a big difference at 20 to 30,000. It's not 200,000 anymore. It's 20 to 30.
Or even if
Absolutely.
you're in a bidding war, if you know that, hey, if unfortunately they switched who they're getting their mortgage from and go to this
Right.
person, now I can bid a little bit
There's
higher
that
to
wiggle
make
room that they
sure
might need.
I can get
Yes,
that
that they
house
didn't have
or try to
before.
get that house or have a
Yes.
better chance at that house.
Exactly.
Okay, so good news.
So-
Yeah.
So you've got lower rates. That's
But as far as the
fantastic.
housing market, they just announced yesterday, 13% is what the drop in the average house price.
I heard that as well.
Canada-wide.
Yes. Well, what was interesting I heard was we had gone up Canada-wide 46%. Like that's mind-blowing.
46% across the board and
Now,
just dropping 13%.
13, yeah, so
we
a lot-
think things have dropped so significantly, but we're still worlds ahead of where we were
That's
prior
right.
to the
Right.
pandemic, right?
And everybody's saying, it's not a collapse, it's
No.
just a correction.
The sky is not falling.
No, the sky is
We've-
definitely not falling. And people
No.
who are saying, I'm going to wait, it went up 46%. So if you waited
A few years
a
or
few
whatever.
years, it went up 46% to save 13%. You're still at
Yes.
a deficit of 33%.
That's right. Yes.
By
Back to the
waiting.
point that we're always
So-
saying you cannot time the market,
No.
right? So
That's
when's the
right.
best time to buy and sell? Probably now.
Now.
Yeah.
Right?
And
Yeah.
6 months ago, it was now.
Right.
And
That's right.
6 months
Exactly.
from now, it's still now.
So in saying that, Joe, where do you see this market or the mortgage rates and stuff like that? Where do you see it going?
The mortgage rates are going to stay stable
Okay.
for the most part,
Do you
for the better part
do
of
you
this
think
year.
we'll see another increase?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Good.
I don't believe so.
That's good. That's good. We're going to hold you to it.
They are going to. Perfect, because I make those decisions.
Yes.
But we don't say that prime rate or variable rate going down until 2024.
Okay.
That's what most of the economists are saying. So come March, I don't foresee there being another increase.
Okay.
They're probably going to hold steady, let the dust settle, see how all these rate increases have really affected things, get the new data in, and then they'll make their decisions.
Make their decisions.
I guess that makes sense to see the rollout, to see if this is really impacting inflation the way it should. It's not an immediate
Right.
cause and effect, really, right?
Exactly.
Let it roll out and not completely.
It seems to be
things to
working
a
so
screeching halt.
far, right? Inflation is coming down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, when they put in their stress test, that was a great thing because they started like 6 years ago and they set everybody up for what we're in today.
Right.
Protection.
Everybody was
Absolutely.
approved at between 4.79
agree.
and 5.25.
And here we
now
are.
that we're there,
Yeah.
people can still afford their house. As a matter of fact, this is a record, but Canadian mortgage homeowners are at 99.86% current. So there are no defaults.
Wow. That's
That is
fantastic.
fantastic news.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so will they keep the stress test moving forward when things begin
I
to
believe so.
decline?
I believe so. They're actually in talks to make certain changes coming up in the near future on affordability. So there's been talks about OFC, which is one of the regulating bodies. They're going to say that your total debt or household debt can't be more than 4.5% of your annual income.
Okay.
Okay.
What
Right.
is it now that they say? Or is that even in place?
Right now, all they have is a total debt service or a TDS or
Right,
GDS
yes.
ratio, right?
Oh, so household debt.
Household debt.
Okay, so
Got
that would
you.
be
So
myself, my
your
partner,
car,
so on and
your-
so forth. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So if
Okay.
you're applying for a mortgage, they got to make sure that even if you own rental properties, all that comes into play. And
That
we
you
got to
can
make
actually
sure
afford
that you
this.
can afford
Yeah.
it all.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Which is good, right? Canada is protecting Canadians.
And then they
So
might,
it's not a bad thing.
pull back on the TDS, GDS,
Oh,
the debt
okay.
servicing ratios.
Yep.
Instead of 44.39, maybe they'll pull it back to 42.32, the way it used
Because
to
they're
be.
taking the other into account.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
But that's just talks right now.
Right.
But that's something that we might see in the future.
I've heard that they actually, yes, might get a little bit stricter or bring in some new things to change things up. Now, from a real estate perspective, what we are kind of seeing and hearing is that we will continue to decrease slightly into 2023. Prices will continue to decrease. But by 2024, we will start to stabilize. And then the normal growth cycle that happens in a real estate market. Is that kind of what you're seeing and hearing as well?
We're seeing about, they're saying that it's going to stabilize by Q3, quarter three of this year.
Sooner than us.
And then we're going to start seeing growth in Q4 and then into the new year of 2024, which actually hits an election year.
Yeah.
And rates usually come down. That's going to stimulate the market some more.
Yes.
And then
so light at the end of the tunnel, which is a great thing to hear, right? I think for those selling, the ramp up is not going to be the same trajectory that we did see during COVID, right? Like I think everybody's somewhat talking about when are we going to hit those same prices that we did Q1 of 22. And I think that's kind of unrealistic projections for any time in the foreseeable future. Would you agree? Maybe like last quarter of 2021, but hitting those all-time highs.
I mean, a normalized market is a 4% increase.
Right.
In
Not
real
46.
estate. Not 46.
Right. Yeah. It was
and we've been seeing like 27 year over year for the last 3 years. It was jumping like crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it pulled back, slightly, but it's not going to take long. By 2024, we're probably going to be back to where we were.
Back to normal, a slow, steady climb.
Slow, steady climb, but the house prices will be back to where they were in, say, March.
Agreed.
Last year now.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you.
So.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, Joe, thank you for anything else you want to add before we move on to some other fun topics.
What's going to stimulate the market is going to be the immigration.
I wanted to ask you about that, especially with you at Dominion Lending. What do you offer newcomers to Canada? As I heard today on the CIBC presentation, up to 1 million people will be coming. What do you offer to newcomers?
Well, the target for next year is 465,000.
Yeah.
The following year, 485, and then 500,000. So over the next 3 years, almost 1.5 million
significant
newcomers to Canada.
That's a lot of people. Right. Do you have any products for those people coming?
So the government has put in a ban on foreign buyers.
Correct.
So as long as they have a permanent residency card, like they might have to move here and rent. So renters, investors, that's a good news story for you because
it is. Investors will be buying. Yeah.
Right. But once they get their PR card or permanent residency card, then they can buy.
Gotcha.
Or there's other restrictions where you can have a foreign buyer, as long as they're married to somebody with a PR or a Canadian, they can still buy. Right? Okay. So there are different. That's a whole another topic. It
is. We'll have to have you back.
But we do have new to Canada programs. So if you've been here for less than 5 years, we can still get you a mortgage as long as you're working full time. And
got you.
Great. Okay.
That's awesome.
So we'll be able to accommodate because that's going to be
and I hear that they're really pushing for the very highly educated people to be coming in. So that's fantastic. You'll be able to help them out. So
absolutely.
Great. Well, thank you for that. And we will have you back to elaborate on a couple of those other points, I would say, right?
We could probably make, a 1 hour session just on this, right?
Yes, so absolutely.
So let's move on, if that's okay with you, Joe.
Absolutely.
The other thing that we wanted to talk about with you guys is what is some good news for Windsor, right? So we've got a couple of exciting things happening in the city.
We do. So one of the things that we found out, Point Pelee, did you even know it was closed? Did you know it was closed?
I didn't know it was closed.
Point Pelee was closed for about a month.
But it is back open.
It has reopened, Now, in saying that, I know, Fiona, that you and Ray are big bikers and like to go bicycling on those beautiful trails. So from Lakeshore to about Tilbury, we have secured 47 kilometers of abandoned railway that is going to be turned into the pathways that connect to the Cipher system, the parkways. Did I get that name right?
The Greenways. The Greenways.
That's amazing.
So basically, it's now going to connect Windsor, Amherstburg, Leamington, McGregor, all of those spots, all the way up to Chatham. So for those people who like biking and exercising.
Yeah, so Ray and I, not for everyone, but Ray and I, in the summer, we always throw our bikes in the back of the truck, and we actually hop on in McGregor, just off Walker Road there, and we bike to Amherstburg and back. He had Caffeine and Co. We love that coffee shop.
Get an ice cream.
Exactly.
Kind of ruin the bike ride with the ice cream.
Exactly, but you know what? We earned it, right? So we don't feel so bad. So it's exciting to be adding to that trail.
47 kilometers.
Quite near our house. I kind of go for a run or a walk with my dog there sometimes. Yeah. So to extend that, that's exciting. Oh, yeah. Yes. I'm just trying to make myself look good.
Right. So the other thing that I had read about...
this is a fun one.
This is a fun one, especially if you are from Windsor, at least for a little bit. So everybody knows what Danny's was, possibly? Do you remember what Danny's was, Joe?
I know what it was. Never frequented it.
Let's just leave it at, if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. So Danny's vacant land right now is at the corner of Moy and Riverside Drive.
Right.
Like, talk about prime real estate. And they have just gotten the plans approved for a 42 condo unit building. So very exciting. We don't know price points yet. We don't know anything like that. I've seen the initial drawings, looks fantastic. But yeah, you can be a part of Danny's history.
I think great.
Do you know if it's going to be condos for sale or for rent?
Sale is what I've heard.
Oh, nice.
I don't know timelines, but should be exciting.
I think it's good. We need more condo buildings in the downtown core area.
Well,
really.
and you know, talking about the newcomers coming in, I think that's going to be important to have a place to put them, right? So
agreed.
Moving into
one of my favorite restaurants opened up recently again. They opened their doors, F&B downtown in the Walkerville area. Have you been?
I have not. I really hate to admit that.
F&B?
The F&B used to be in Walkerville, didn't it?
Yes, and they closed their doors, but they're back open.
Okay.
They're back up and running. So they're kind of a small plates, if you like small plates. I'm not a fan of committing to one big meal. I want to have a bite of everybody's meal. So small plates and F&B, that's my vibe because I can taste a little bit of everything. And they're great food, great cocktails.
So Ray doesn't mind when you reach over onto his plate?
He does mind. That's why I like small plates places, because he has no excuse to slap my hand away.
Right, exactly. Oh, that's cute. So the other one that I heard about this week that caught my eye, the Grove Brewery out in Kingsville and Colasante's, which I will note, they have the most famous donuts probably in Essex County, if not the world.
And rightfully so. They're delicious.
Rightfully so. So get this, guys, especially if you're out at Point Peely or on that Greenway or whatever, make your stop at the Grove Brewery. The Grove and Colasante's amalgamated and made a donut beer.
No.
Yes. Now, get
Joe's
this.
in.
So this is their second run, and today, it just went on sale at 11 o'clock this morning. Their online sales sold out in 7 minutes. No promise. If you go to the Grove this weekend, it may be sold out, but try and get there. They've still got stock in store and on tap. So try and get there. That's fantastic. We love the Grove and we love Colasante's. Other thing we wanted to chat about in Amherstburg this weekend is...
It sounds like fun. Have you ever been? Is this
I have not.
I don't believe it's the first year, second
year. And it is called the True Festival. Now, the True Festival is a disco dance party in the middle of Amherstburg downtown.
So wear bright colors, glow sticks, and warm clothing for...
Yes, supposed to be cold this weekend.
The party outdoors, right?
And
So
they are...
leg warmers.
Yeah, exactly.
Leg warmers.
Perfect.
Yeah. Can we borrow yours, Joe? And now the other thing fun is they're partnering up with Wolfhead Distillery to have that. So last but not least, our very own Carol Kerr, who is a Remax agent here with us. She is part of the phenomenal band Vox Vinyl, and they are playing at Cosmos Lounge this weekend. So make sure you see her.
I've heard they're awesome.
Oh my God, so much fun.
Get out to see them.
Yeah. Other than that, I think that's about all we've got for you for our first episode. Joe, did you want to throw anything else in? What are you doing this weekend?
This weekend, I will be attending the Transition to Betterness Gala.
There you
at
go.
Caesars Windsor.
Awesome event. Yeah.
Always a fun
Beautiful.
time.
I'm very excited.
How many years since it's been on? Quite some time, right?
Well, it's been 3 years since
been 3
I've
years.
been.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
and this
Good.
is their 25th anniversary.
Oh, is it? Okay,
so it's going to be a good one.
Big deal.
Yeah, this is going to be a big deal.
So do you have your outfit picked out?
I have a tux picked
All
out.
right.
With
Exciting.
leg warmers? No, I'm kidding.
Send us pictures.
Yeah, definitely. So everybody, thank you so much for watching our first episode of What's Up Windsor. We will see you very shortly with all new topics. So be sure to tune in.
And if you have any ideas or ideas for guests or know of anybody doing something amazing in the community, please reach out and let us know. Thanks for watching.
Thank you. Thanks,
Thank
Joe.
you, everyone.
Thanks,
Thank
Joe.
you.